St. Louis is in playoff mode. Every game from here on out has a must-win feel about it. The Tampa Bay Vipers look to exact revenge against the St. Louis Battlehawks in the Dome at America's Center. These two teams were one of the initial broadcasts of the XFL on the LLGN, and in that Week 6 contest, the Battlehawks picked up the 16-8 victory. The difference was that Cornelius was starting. Now that Aaron Murray is back, Tampa Bay has looked like a different team offensively. De'Veon Smith has been a constant all season long. Look for him to have another standout game. Jordan Te'amu will have to ask for every bit of his Battlehawks squad in order for them to stay alive in the playoff hunt. Jones versus Smith will be the matchup to see at running back. Who will win the battle this time around? Will the Vipers play spoiler, or will the St. Louis keep their playoff hopes alive for one more week? Tampa Bay Vipers, St. Louis Battlehawks. This is the XFL on the Last Life Gaming Network. Man, that was almost flawless, and I stumbled on words, but I'm keeping it. We're one taking this bad boy. The Tampa Bay Vipers will receive, so that means St. Louis will get the ball at half. There is the kick. The game is now underway. They are receiving the ball near the back, right at the end zone. Bring it out past the 20 to the 24-yard line, and Aaron Murray, who had an outstanding game last week, who almost upset the DC defenders, will be at the helm. And I'll tell you this, since Murray has been back, the Vipers have looked like a better football team already. Don't get me wrong, Taylor Cornelius played some great football, but he was a backup for a reason. Aaron Murray was a standout at Georgia, who has been playing exceptionally well since he's been back. Let's see if he can make this a very good game for his squad as well. Aaron Murray shakes off a first man on the first run there, and he's trying to throw it away. Oh, but he gets bottled up and sacked. He almost got away. He's a little slow to get up, which is scary if you're a Tampa Bay fan on the first down of the game to see your guy down for a while. But he almost was able to get away and make a huge throw for his team to start the game. But nonetheless, 2nd and 13, only a loss of 3 on that sack. He's got shotgun set. His coach looks like they have tons of confidence. The late handoff to De'Veon Smith, who has been an absolute stud for the Vipers. He has played so well. I think almost every game he's played except for one. He's eclipsed over 100 yards here on the Last Life Gaming Network.
Everybody ready? It's gonna be gun. Straight 50 AZ cross. Focus on the...
The man has had an exceptional season, probably one of the top running backs in the league. On the other side of the ball is Matt Jones, who has also been playing well, but has not been having the kind of season that De'Veon Smith has had. Trips formation, bottom of your screen, empty backfield for Aaron Murray, who finds a man, almost gets it swatted away. It is complete to what looks like Douglas Lloyd, but, oh, sorry, that probably was Frank Hubbard or Mike Simpson or Curtis Walker. This team has way too many 82s on their team. Nonetheless, only a gain of about 5, so out comes Tony Law to punt this ball away from their own 29. He's going to have to get this into St. Louis territory. We're going to need a good punt from here. Unfortunately, it was a 3rd and out. Tough to get started when your first play of the game is a sack. There is the boot. It is well into St. Louis territory, which is a good start for them. Tries to do a spin move, and he just spins right into the defenders. Tough break for Nathan Woodyard, but good field position to start for Jordan Te'amu and company. Now, this is going to be a very important game for St. Louis. With New York losing to DC, DC has clinched the #1 spot in the East because there is no way that, unless St. Louis wins here, there is no way that any other team can catch up to the 6-win mark and have a better record in wins against them. DC more than likely is going to lock in the #1 seed. We have an offside penalty on the Vipers, so that will make it 1st and 5 as they get the start over there. Ernest Slade was the man that jumped off sides. He's got to be careful there. But as I was talking about playoff picture, as we have one more week left of XFL football, this is our first game of 2 today. Seattle will go to LA to take on the Wildcats. If the Wildcats win, then the West is locked up. Houston will be at #1 despite losing 2 games in a row. and LA will have the number 2 slot, and it'll be all wrapped up by week 9. Hand off to Matt Jones, stopped in the backfield, loss of 1, 2nd and 6 for the Battlehawks.
You guys ain't got game.
If the Battlehawks can win today, they will sit at 5-4. They will be tied with New York. And if I'm not mistaken, they play each other in the final game of the regular season. Let me just take a look here at my schedule. Oh, I'm sorry. St. Louis takes on DC next week, and Tampa takes on New York. Great run by Matt Jones up the sideline. Fantastic running there. Good blocking. Great individual effort. He is down to the Tampa Bay 36, and this is what St. Louis needs. They need to be able to get this ball to Jones and alleviate the pressure from Jordan Ta'amu so Ta'amu can take his time and find his men downfield and make something happen. Here we go. So today we are having our 12 p.m. game, which is what you're watching right now, Tampa Bay at St. Louis. St. Louis needs this win here. Like I said, later on today, 6 p.m., that's our primetime game. Seattle and LA will go toe-to-toe. On Thursday, the LA Wildcats will take on the Dallas Renegades, who had one of the biggest upsets of the season. They scored 12 points in the final 5 minutes of the game to upset the Houston Roughnecks. It was such an incredible game. If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, go into the Last Life Gaming Network archives. We have it there at your viewing leisure to go and watch that game. It was one hell of a finish. I almost jumped out of my seat, fell backwards watching that game. Another carry by Matt Jones. He is stopped. 3rd and 10 for the Battlehawks. They need to convert here if they want to pick up any points, because that's going to be way too far for any of these XFL kickers.
If you want yards, we can put up some points.
So next week, I mean, if LA gets a win next week, this Sunday, they lock in playoff spot. It'll be Houston-LA semifinals in the West. If St. Louis wins here, that'll be St. Louis at 5-4, New York at 5-4. Great toss to the outside there, picks up the first down, lowers his shoulder. 1st and 10. Great run by Taylor. Great catch. Great run after catch. Brian Taylor, the second receiver in this depth chart, decided to say, you know what, there's no way you're stopping me from getting this first down. I'm going to give you a little bit of shoulder love. Take some of that. First down for the Battlehawks. Now they are in prime scoring position. So just to reiterate, as I was saying, New York will play Tampa Bay. DC will play St. Louis. If St. Louis wins today and they're able to beat DC, they will be sitting at 6-4, and they will be at 6-4. We will have possibly 3 teams at 6-4, and we'll have to have a whole tiebreaker scenario going. But this is why every game is played. Tampa Bay still has a chance to play spoiler. If Tampa Bay picks up the victory here, the playoff hopes for the St. Louis Battlehawks will be bleak. They will have to hope Tampa defeats New York, and they'll sit at 5-5, and they can somehow beat the defenders. Both teams will be at 5-5, and it'll be a whole playoff scenario of, a whole, what's the word I'm looking for here? Help me out, guys. Come on, help me out in the chat. It'll be a whole tiebreaker. Thanks, guys. Tiebreaker scenario that will have to be into play. And the XFL rules for tiebreakers I will get for you in a second. In the meantime, empty set for Jordan Ta'amu. He drops back, has some time, finds a man over the middle, caught all the way down to the Tampa Bay 3-yard line. Ta'amu is playing exceptionally well. These guys are doing a great job of handling business on this first drive. You gotta believe that St. Louis knows that this game means a lot, and they need to win this game if they want to be in control of their own fate. Right now, they are the team on the outside looking in. They are 3rd in the East, while Tampa Bay is the 4th team. They are in last place. Tampa Bay is a tough team. They've always had a very tenacious defense. They've not allowed a lot of points in these games, so don't count them out just yet. They sit at 2-6, but don't count them out.
Action fake
from the Vipers 2-yard line.
I formation, twins right. At the top of your screen, there's the handoff to Jones. He is bodied up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 3rd and goal for the Tampa Bay Vipers.
All right. 3rd and goal.
Single back set. Matt Jones is the deep man. Let's see what Te'amu and company can do here. They definitely have to get points. Thrown over the middle. Oh, it was just, wow. That's a tough one. That right there is a tough break for the Battlehawks. It looked like a easy pitch and catch. I think that was to the tight end Schaefer. He was wide open. The ball was just thrown off a little. And now they're looking at kicking a field goal. They did not want to be in this position. They wanted to get 6. They moved the ball well. Great throws by Te'amu. I'm going to chalk that up as a win for the Vipers. I mean, they could have gave up a touchdown there. And instead, the kicker is putting it up for 3. The kick is up. Kick is good. 3-0 in favor of the St. Louis Battlehawks. And nonetheless, even though they didn't get 6, that was a great start. Cannot complain there. Good start by them, and you got to believe that this is just the beginning. Now, I said I was going to get the tiebreaker rules for the XFL. I don't have it at my disposal, but I will have it shortly, as this ball is going to be kicked off to the Tampa Bay Vipers. Aaron Murray will have a second chance to make something happen. Douglas Lloyd is the deep man. He receives it at the 3-yard line, coming out past the 20. He's got a little bit of space. Why did you spin? Why in the world did you spin, Douglas? You had all that space. Bounce to the outside. Put on the afterburners. Get those shoulders going and jet your way downfield, man. I don't know why he spun there. That was kind of crazy. Not too sure why he did that.
1st and 10.
All right, let's check to see if we can find out. All right, I am going to read to you verbatim the tiebreaker rules for the XFL. So bear with me here as I'm going to try to do that and call the game at the same time. Devion Smith puts a man to the dirt. The first guy usually to attack Devion Smith is always going to meet their maker. This time it was the inside linebacker, Warwick Barber. Sorry, buddy. Better luck next time. So, back to the tiebreakers. In case of tied win-loss records, seeds for the playoffs, and home team for championship game, the following chart is a chart of tiebreakers. They will have head-to-head first. Then it is a Devion Smith. There's a penalty there. Let's see what it is. It could have been a horse collar or a face mask. Let's see what they call. Let me just pause there on the tiebreakers while the referee goes.
Face mask, number 23, defense.
That was a very awkward tackle. I thought it might have been a face mask. Tough break there. I thought it was. I think that was Shad Marlborough, the safety, trying to come up, make a play. Just got his hand in there inadvertently. Let's see. Let's take a look at it here. He comes up. Oh, yeah. You see that hand stretch out, and without a doubt, you know that it's a face mask. So they have 1st and 10 at the 47. Let's go back to looking at the tiebreakers. So it goes head-to-head. Then net touchdowns from all games, total points in head-to-head matchups, then best win-loss percentage in games played within the division, strength of victory, as Murray throws it to the left side, and his guy goes nowhere. His fullback had nowhere to go on that one. That's a tough loss for Eric Farmer. Actually, they rule him right back to the line of scrimmage, so he's good there. So head-to-head. Net touchdowns from all games, total points in head-to-head matchups, best win-loss percentage in your same division, strength of victory, then best ranking among teams in net points. I really hope I don't get that far. And if it all boils down and all of that is tied, it's coin toss. In all honesty, I think it'll stop right after the head-to-head. If I'm not mistaken, the St. Louis Battlehawks defeated the New York Guardians twice. I could be wrong. Actually, no. St. Louis won early in the season, and then once we took over for broadcast duties, the New York Guardians won 10-9 against the St. Louis Battlehawks. So, it would go to net touchdowns in all games. I believe the St. Louis Battlehawks would have the advantage. I'm looking at the Week 5 standings where they stopped on the website. They had a 3-1 advantage over the Guardians, so I would just have to total up and tally, and I think that's where it would stop there, which would be in favor of the Battlehawks. They've put up, I think, more points, and remember, it's touchdowns. It's not points, it's touchdowns. It's the amount of touchdowns that were scored. That is how they determine the difference. So I believe St. Louis has had more touchdowns in their games than New York has, and that'd be a tough break when New York has turned their season around. And we're done with the first quarter, guys. I've been talking all about playoffs. Barely anything to talk about stat-wise. It was a great throw to end off the quarter. 3-0 game in favor of the St. Louis Battlehawks. We are rolling right along. Second quarter, Aaron Murray and company have the ball at the St. Louis 35. They're in a good position to get some points. Let's see what they can have in here. Offset eye. In this formation, this ball usually goes to Devion Smith. Let's see if they run play action. St. Louis looks like they're ready. They've got about 7 or 8 in the box. Counter handoff to Devion, who lowers his shoulder. Great carry there. 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 for the Vipers. Nah, it was all that playoff talk. A lot to talk about when it comes to the East. In the West, it's simple.
Is this a great drive or what?
In our 6 o'clock game, LA and Seattle will go to work. LA has been on a roll. I do not believe they've won 4 in a row. They've won 4 in a row. That was tough. It seems like he had him, but Simpson was just not able to keep his feet in bounds for the catch. LA's been on a roll. They knocked off Houston out of the undefeated ranks first, and they've been looking solid all season since we've taken over for broadcast duties. They are playing the Seattle Dragons, who have lost their 6th game in a row. They're sitting at 1-7. So if everything works well, LA picks up the win. It'll be Houston and LA in the the semifinal matchup to see who will go to the XFL championship. Aaron Murray drops back, finds a man on the right side of the field. He is wide open. That is a great reception down to the 17-yard line. Another first down, caught by Douglas Lloyd, the slot receiver for Tampa Bay. I'm telling you, since Aaron Murray has been back, the Tampa Bay Vipers have been rejuvenated. I feel like Aaron Murray's return has been a shot in the arm that Tampa Bay needed. It was just too little too late. If he came maybe mid-season, we'd be talking about maybe a 4-way race for those 2 games, for those 2 spots in the playoffs. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Aaron Murray is in the gun. It is a high snap, handed off to Devion Smith, who tries to get some room. Good defense there by the St. Louis Battlehawks. 1-yard gain. I'm sorry. Let me not take his yards away. 1-yard gain for Devion. 2nd and 9 for the Vipers. So if LA wins tonight at 6 p.m., LA picks up that victory. It'll be Houston-LA. It'll be a little more complicated going into Week 10 for the East, which is why this game right here will be very important. There's a handoff. We have a penalty. Devion jukes a man, shakes off another. It takes a slew of blue to bring him down. Let's see what the penalty is.
Offsides, number 92, defense, 12-yard penalty. Repeat.
That is
second
another
down.
offside penalty. First one was neutral in zone infraction on the Tampa Bay Vipers. Now we have an offsides call on the St. Louis Battlehawks. They're giving away free yards, man. If you guys are looking for free yards, both of these teams are giving it away.
2nd and 3.
Let's keep it going.
8 minutes left to go in this game. My name is Bravo33. This is the XFL on the Last Life Gaming Network. Devion Smith gets skinnied, shoots off another man. I think I said shoots. Jukes off of another man. Some guy tries to go low on him. He tries to get away, and he doesn't. But he still gets a first down. There is 4 yards to go, and Tampa Bay is knocking on the door. Forget knocking. Tampa Bay is about to kick this door down and get their first score of the game. I am telling you, next season, when Aaron Murray is at the helm for the entire season, look out for Tampa Bay. These guys are playing exceptionally well since he's been back. And it's another handoff to Devion Smith, and he walks in for the touchdown. He spikes it hard. He almost hits the ref there. Touchdown, Tampa Bay, 6-3. Pending this extra point, it'll be a 7-3 ball game. Devion Smith, like I said, has been a constant running back threat for Tampa Bay. No matter who is at the helm for QB, he has been the constant. He's the guy that they've been able to rely on. But now As we get a shot of the backup Cornelius there. Now that Murray is back, this team has been playing real inspired. And now they have a 7-3 lead against the Battlehawks. I feel like St. Louis should have been at this point have a much better record. In my opinion, I thought they'd be tied with DC at about 6-3.
Good to be in front.
That loss to New York was huge. That 10-9 game where they played well enough to have 9 points to New York's 3, and then New York scores the only touchdown of the game late. That was a huge loss. And if they lose here, they lose control of their own playoff hopes. So a 7-3 ball game in the second quarter. Teyamu understands the scenario, so best believe that these guys are going to make the most of this drive and pick up the points. And they will start at the 27-yard line, which is not a bad start at all. Plenty of time to go here in this second quarter. So let's see what Teyamu and company can do. I formation. This looks like it's going to be a run to Jones, but it is not. It is a pass play. Oh, it is intercepted just a little far. Teyamu a little bit inaccurate there, and it is picked up, capitalized by the Vipers. That is the ball hawk, Rufus Ryan. I believe that is his third pick in the last 3 games. If I'm not mistaken, Rufus Ryan is not a guy you should sleep on there at free safety. Big play, big defensive stop by the Vipers, and they are back in St. Louis territory. This can lead to a 14-3 game, and oh man, this is not the way that St. Louis wanted to start this second quarter. Tampa Bay is back with the ball. Aaron Murray under center, offset eye. This is a very popular run formation for Tampa Bay. He shakes off one tackler, and nobody's going to catch him on the first play after the turnover. It is a home run ball. Devion Smith runs it in with ease. 13-3 Tampa Bay, and the dome is riddled with boos. I can't believe it. I mean, it's crazy because I think they just scored 2 touchdowns in the last minute. You had touchdown, interception, touchdown. This is not looking good for St. Louis. St. Louis, you've got to shape up here. Teyamu's got to shake it off. If I am the head coach of the St. Louis Battlehawks, I am saying to Teyamu, listen, don't worry about it. It happens. Shake it off. Plenty of football left. We're going to come out with a pass play immediately just to show you we have confidence in you. There's the snap. Good hold. Great kick. It is up. It is good. 14-3. Tampa Bay fans, I know there's a lot of guys who watch the XFL on the Last Life Gaming Network religiously that are Tampa Bay fans. Have some joy here. Not hope. Have some joy. You have an 11-point lead with 7 minutes to go in the game. Your starting quarterback is back. You might not make the playoffs this year, but you are seeing that your team is promising, and you have probably, arguably, the best back in the league. There is the boot. It is picked up at about the 4-yard line. Let's see what St. Louis can do there. Just around the same starting position as the last drive, the 26-yard line. Teyamu, man, you've gotta do something here. You can't allow that interception to get under your head. What they need right now is to get another score so it can be a 14-10 game. All right, single back formation. Matt Jones is the man in the backfield. 4 wide receivers, as you see. Looks like Tampa Bay will only rush 4. Teyamu takes a short drop back. It is a good throw. See, now that is what I'm talking about. The coaching staff, the offensive coordinator of the Battlehawks knew that Teyamu just made a bad read and the ball was just thrown a little off. Eric Bryant, the 4th string receiver on the quick slant, catches the ball behind the defender. The defender seemed like he was going to try and step up and make a play there. Amon Lukens was able to get there in time. Complete pass, first down for the Battlehawks. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Come out, throw the ball, show them you ain't afraid of no ghost, and keep the ball moving. Now, hand this ball off to Matt Jones, as Tampa Bay shifts over and moves the linebacker up. Looks like a blitz is coming. There's a snap. Jones has gone out to the flat. He gets the ball, cuts upfield, doesn't go anywhere. 2nd and 10. Unfortunate turn of events there. I would hand off the ball to 2-4. Granted, Matt Jones can catch the ball and run out the backfield, which is great. But Matt Jones' strength is taking that ball.
Everybody ready? It's going to be gun. Split spread, 50x speed over. Focus on this one. Break.
Is taking that ball on a handoff and running amok, being a bruising running back that he is. So it sounded like they were going to call a pass play. As you see here, shotgun formation. 2 running backs flanked to each side of Jordan Teyamu. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. We are under 6 minutes to go. There is a snap. We got a man on a drag route coming across the middle. Caught right at the logo. 3rd and 6. A manageable 3rd down for the Battlehawks. That is another reception. I'm going to say that was Brian Taylor. Again, this is so as Tampa Bay has like 482s, Battlehawks have 386s. If I can find somebody that could mod this game, that would be great. I would love to have every single player that is actually in the XFL in this game. But for now, this is what we're dealing with. It's the All-Pro Football 2K8 engine. Oh, quick throw to the left side by Teyamu. He sensed the pressure. That pass was caught, I believe, by Randall Parks. Good grab there. He was able to fight forward for a little more yardage. Tried to spin away. Jaw-jacking it out with Tom Hampton. Tom Hampton not afraid to come up and make a play here. Let's check it on the replay. I mean, he made a good hit there and and forced Parks out of bounds. They had a little jaw jacking. Let's see if they talk a little more as they come out to this line of scrimmage again. Now, with that 1 pick, Teyamu's QBR is pretty low, 54.9. But if you're watching it like I'm watching it, he's not looking too bad so far. 5 minutes to go in this first half. It is a 14-3 game in favor of Tampa Bay. St. Louis is moving this ball down the field. A great throw in tight coverage. I mean, Teyamu is making some pretty gutsy throws here. He is looking like the XFL versions of Brett Favre. He is a gunslinger. He's not afraid to throw it into double coverage. He put it right exactly where it needed to be. Schaefer made the catch. Almost a 1st down. We have 2nd and 2, and they are inside of Tampa Bay territory. I formation. If this ball doesn't go to Jones, I will be shocked. Tampa Bay looks ready for it. There's a handoff to Jones. He goes towards the left, lowers the boom, picks up a 1st down as he falls forward past the 1st down marker. As you guys see that line on your digital screen. 1st and 10 for St. Louis. This is a solid drive. This is the kind of drive that St. Louis needed from the jump. I mean, they had 3 on the first one.
Keep doing what we're doing.
See, now Teyamu is bleeding some confidence there. Let's keep doing what we're doing. Shotgun formation, got Jones to his left. That's the top of your screen. They got 2 wide receivers. There's another handoff to Jones, who's met at the line of scrimmage by 2 Viper defenders. They still give him a yard. 2nd and 9 for the Battlehawks. You've got to believe he was stopped at the line of scrimmage, but where they placed the ball, it is 2nd and 9 at the Tampa Bay 35. If the Battlehawks can attack downfield and get some passes past the secondary, that would be a good look. It looks like they're going to be sitting in a zone. Shotgun set, only 2 linebackers for the Vipers. Teyamu sees something and he's calling an audible. There's the snap. Another handoff to Jones, and he is stopped behind the line. Now, this is the 2nd time these teams played each other. Devion Smith and Matt Jones were going at it in the first game, and they were going back and forth. I believe both had over 100 yards rushing. St. Louis has not figured out how to stop Smith, and neither has most of the teams in this league. Tampa Bay right now they always had a tenacious defense. Usually their games were close, and they are showing that they can stop the run with ease. Teyamu throws it, nearly picked off again. That was in tight coverage. Good defense by Lukens and company. 4th and 11, and out comes Todd Boston. That is unfortunate. That was almost a 5-minute drive, and they come up with nothing. They're going to punt this ball away. Hopefully, they'll just be able to pin them deep, maybe a little coffin corner. Let's see what they're able to do here.
Here I come, punter. I'm coming. I'm going to block the punt.
There is the snap. Let's see if he can pin him deep. That's a good punt. Let's see if he gets the bounce. Oh, great bounce, buddy. Oh, man. That is the way this game has been going so far for St. Louis. Showing some promise. Boston did his job. He punted it right where it needed to go. It fell at about the 5 on the bounce. The gunner of the Battlehawks doesn't catch it, bobbles it, and winds up going into the end zone. Touchback for the Vipers, and they will start at their own 20-yard line. There goes that famous offset eye, a run formation for Tampa Bay. There's the snap. There's the handoff to Devion. St. Louis was ready that time, but you can't deny the fact that Devion is averaging 5 yards per carry. I mean, almost every time he's touching the ball, he's picking up 5 yards. And as you can see, he's got the first 2 scores in today's game, and Tampa Bay's up 14-3. If Devion can get loose and get started, you can see Tampa Bay is a force to be reckoned with. That's what I'm saying. Just because they only got 2 wins on the year, you cannot discredit Tampa Bay. They've been a solid team, the best 2-6 team in this league. A handoff to Devion, who gets skinny, fights forward, first down for the Vipers. I mean, man, the way this man is running the ball, it is inspiring. I mean, seriously. Let's watch this replay here. Didn't have much room, gets skinny between the linemen, gets some space, meets Owen Grant, and it takes another lineman from behind to bring him down. Great run, first down as we approach the 2-minute warning. This is the XFL on the Last Life Gaming Network. Tampa Bay leads St. Louis by a score of 14-3. Now, you can call this a breakdown of St. Louis, but when we first took over the season duties, they were at 3-2 and they looked pretty promising. Since then, they've only won 1 game and they've dropped 2. That loss to New York was huge. Everybody thought St. Louis was going to win that game and they would be moving on and be the team that is possibly looking at the 2nd seed for the playoffs. But right now they are on the outside looking in, and they are dropping further as they have not looked good this entire first half. They've had some flashes, they've had some signs, but they haven't been able to put it all together. Offset eye for the Tampa Bay Vipers. My guess is they're going to run the ball again. If you haven't realized it by now, well, get familiar. And I'm completely wrong. It's a drop back swing pass to Devion, who spins off a man, tries to spin off of another. He gets a good amount of yards for what should have been a loss. He picked up a good gain, 3rd and 4 for the Tampa Bay Vipers. Devion Smith has been doing it all. They might get a little LaDainian Tomlinson, Walter Payton feel, where he's going to run for 1, catch 1, and throw a touchdown. That would be crazy. I don't know if a halfback toss pass is in the playbook of Tampa Bay, but I do know that this offset eye is. There is the snap. Devion stays to block this time. They throw it to the right side of the field. It is complete. He gets just enough to get past the first down marker. Douglas Lloyd, I believe, was that? Oh, no, that was 82. I believe that's Frank Hubbard. Yep, that is Hubbard on the reception. 1st and 10, and they got out of bounds, so Tampa Bay still has all their timeouts. If Tampa Bay picks up a score here, is it safe to say that St. Louis is in some deep doo-doo? Because a win for the Tampa Bay Vipers will put St. Louis at 4-5, and that's not what they want. Shotgun set for Murray. Another handoff to Devion Smith, who shrugs off one man, gets met at about the 47-yard line, gain of 5. Now this clock is ticking. Tampa Bay's got all the time in the world. They've got nothing to worry about with 3 timeouts. They're moving the ball well. Devion gets another run, met by 2 guys at the line. They call it a gain of 1, who are under the 1-minute mark, and they are in the hurry-up offense. Now would probably be the time, if you're in a hurry-up, just call timeout. You got 3 of them. But they're going to keep the ball moving, keep the momentum. There is a pass over the middle to the tight end, Joe Innes. That is Sean Baker. He is rumbling, bumbling, stumbling downfield, down to the 3-yard line. Oh, man, oh, man. Nobody saw this coming. Sean Baker, I believe that was a tight end dump, one of the plays that worked for Dallas and the Renegades. Landry Jones on a tight end dump to Parham allowed his team to get some good yardage, and with 44 seconds to go, they called their first timeout. They're going to hand this ball to Devion Smith again. You've got to believe it. St. Louis gets ready for it, but are they going to be able to stop it? Nope, there's a rollout to the right. He throws it. It is complete. Whoa, wait a minute. Did you guys see that? I think he was intending to throw the ball to someone else. Can I get a replay? Truck, don't do me dirty. Come on, Truck. Oh, these guys in the truck be hurting my feelings. If you have a chance, go back, watch it again. Murray rolled away from the pressure, threw the ball. It looked like it hit the hands of maybe Simpson It was bobbled as he tried to catch it, and I think it went into the hands of Walker, and he picked up a couple yards there. So great play by Tampa Bay. I-form set. You've got to believe this one's going to Devion. He's going to complete this drive. Nope, they are still looking to pass. Thrown. It is tipped up, nearly intercepted. Bobbled. That would have been a big play. Woodyard, way to get your hands on the ball. It was bobbled up. It could have been a pick and going the other way. That would have been big. A lot of momentum would have been going St. Louis's way. And that would have been huge because they would have only been down, well, they would have been down 11 at halftime. Because now, you still give a chance for Tampa Bay to get a score here. You've got to pick that ball up. I know Pop Warner, AYF football, they kind of tell you, hey, knock the ball down instead of getting an interception when it's this deep. But with this late in the quarter, you got to stop any chances of them getting points. Shotgun set for Aaron Murray. He swings the ball out to Smith. Smith tries to lower the boom. Gets met at the sideline. 4th and goal. You might call that a win for St. Louis, but I don't, because now it's going to be a 2-possession game as the kicker for the Tampa Bay Vipers is approaching the field to put up an easy 3. This is a chip shot, 21-yard attempt. He's going to put this up and right through, and Tampa Bay will be up 17-3, and nobody saw this coming. .30 seconds to go in the first half. There is the kick. It is up. It is good. 17-3 ball game. The Tampa Bay Vipers are working their butts off today. They must enjoy the fact that they can play spoiler, and they are doing a good job of it. I mean, like I said, St. Louis was definitely the favorite. Let's not kid around here. Nobody said, man, Tampa Bay is going to mop these dudes. They're going to wipe the floor with them. It's a 17-3 game with less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Unless St. Louis can pull something out of a hat right now, they're going to go into halftime down 14. He bounces to the outside and gets to the 24-yard line. Decent return there by Willie Washington. 24 seconds left, and they're at the 24-yard line. That's kind of weird. But nonetheless, let's see if Te'amu and company are going to try to attack, or are they just going to recede? Since they get the ball at half and just say, you know what, let's just run it out. Let's run this clock out. Let's get into the locker room and let's talk about it. The way this formation looks, it looks like they're just going to run this ball and call it a half. There's the snap. Oh, it's a little bit of trickery. It looked like a run, but they dump it to what looks like the big man. Wait a minute. That goes to a lineman. That ball went to a lineman. Wow. Wow. A lineman just caught that pass there. He was the eligible tight end. He caught the ball. That was just weird. We are at halftime. That has been a strange first half for the Battlehawks. Okay, they find themselves down 17-3. Please enjoy this halftime show brought to you by Onslaught Multimedia, the creators of the Blast podcast.
Over beats, baby.
are back. Now, I don't know if you guys might have went and took a bathroom break, got a refill of your favorite beer, got some fresh popcorn or your fresh batch of chicken wings. St. Louis looks like the team that has controlled the game. They have 10 minutes of time of possession. It seemed to be that they are the guys that should be in control. But Tampa Bay capitalized on that one turnover and was able to put up some points with a big run by De'Veon Smith. And as you see, if you're just joining us, welcome. My name is Bravo33. This is the second half of the XFL's Tampa Bay Vipers against the St. Louis Battlehawks. This game is a big game for St. Louis. They need this win in order to stay afloat, pretty much. They have a lifesaver right now at the moment. A win here would allow them to kind of get their body in the lifesaver and float on those playoff waters. A loss here, they'll be sinking a little lower, maybe with just a tip of their nose out of the water. I kind of like that analogy. That wasn't too bad. I formation for Teamu and company. There is a throw down the field. Tipped pass. Another interception for Tampa Bay. He is bringing it back down at the 20-yard line. Man, when Teamu throws these interceptions, it is at the absolute worst times. Tim Sims, he was playing great defense there. He tried to knock it away. The ball was bobbled by a receiver. He had the wherewithal to grab it out of the air and bring it back down to the 20-yard line. This is going to be, I think, the second or third drive that Tampa Bay has had the ball deep into the territory. I mean, right now they're in the red zone. This is the feeding ground for De'Veon Smith. He's licking his chops. He's saying, listen, man, give me this ball because I'm going to score. 7 in the box for St. Louis to counter the I formation of De'Veon Smith and company, and he powers forward for a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. The man's got 71 yards real early in this third quarter. I'm telling you, man, this is not looking good. If Tampa Bay scores here, it'll be a 24-3 game.
15-yard line.
Forget the play action. Watch out for De'Veon Smith getting this ball again and running it down your throats. All right? I love the field pass. I love hearing what these guys have to talk about. There's a handoff to Smith. He gets a great block, picks up a first down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line for the Tampa Bay Vipers. I'm telling you, this is bad. This is good for Tampa Bay fans. This is good. But for a team that I've been talking about that has a chance to make the playoffs, and I was just saying their nose right above water. Right now, that nose is filling up with ocean water.
Man,
a little salt in the back of their throats. They're coughing a little now.
You ain't getting used to this yet?
St. Louis is not looking good. I mean, this is probably LA is the hottest team in the league right now with I think 4 wins in a row, trying to make it 5 as they play Seattle later today at 6 p.m. Be sure to watch that on the Last Life Gaming Network as well. St. Louis has been the exact opposite. They've only won 1 of their last 3, and it looks like it's going to be 1 of their last 4. It's early, but De'Veon Smith has been doing all the right things to keep Tampa Bay in the driver's seat. He looks like, I mean, let's be honest here. Look, I've been watching Tampa Bay enough. Offset I formation. This is the formation that goes to De'Veon Smith more likely than not. There's the snap. Another handoff to De'Veon Smith. He bounces to the outside. Touchdown Vipers. It is now a 23-3 game. And I'm going to have to say it. St. Louis, you are in trouble. There's, again, plenty of football left. There's 18 minutes left in this game altogether. 8 minutes left in this quarter. 10 minutes left in the next. But I'm telling you, the way Tampa Bay has been playing, it's going to be hard for me to believe that St. Louis can make a comeback and win this game. I mean, it's crazy to believe that Tampa Bay has a 23-3 lead in the third quarter. St. Louis is a very good football team. Good enough to have contention in the playoffs. But right now, they're on the outside looking in. There's a snap. Low hold. He corrals it. Nearly gets it blocked. Kick is up. Kick is good. 24-3. Wow. Tampa Bay, great job. I love the fact that they're out here. They know they're out of the playoffs, but they said, listen, man, we got 2 more games. There's no way we're just gonna bend our backs and allow you to do whatever you want just so you can look good come playoff time. They're like, hell no, we ain't letting that happen. We are grown men. You're going to have to play us like grown men, and if you can't, then you're going to catch these hands. And that's exactly what's happening. 24-3 game. Willie Washington tries to spin away from the defender, gets caught up at the 24-yard line. And wow, I mean, Te'amu's thrown 2 interceptions. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all for the St. Louis Battlehawks. They're going to have to shape up. They're going to have to shape up quick, because if they don't, they'll be sitting at 4-5, sitting right where they are right now in 3rd place instead of at a tie for 2nd. There is 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. There's a snap, handoff to Matt Jones, who's been pretty quiet today. He has not done a lot. I mean, look at the stat line. Around this time, in the last game of Week 6, Matt Jones and De'Veon Smith were going blow for blow. I believe because the game got out of hand so quickly, St. Louis is starting to abandon the run because they need points fast, so it's hindering Matt Jones being a vital portion of this offense. 2nd and 7, Te'amu in the gun. There is the snap, low snap. It is a good hold by him. He finds a man over the top. Great defense. Fantastic defense by the Vipers to knock that ball away, because I believe that if that catch was made, Parks or Taylor or Bryant, whatever one of the 386s was there for the catch, would have been off to the races.
3rd and 7. Ball at the 27-yard.
Another shotgun set. I'm telling you, usually Jones is a key feature. He'd get handoffs. I don't think he's getting a handoff here. Trip formation, top of your screen, play action. Thrown to the right side. Good grab, toe drag swag. 4th and 2 for St. Louis. Antoine Albright made a good grab there, did what he needed to do, but that ball needed to be 2 yards in the other direction in order for them to pick up a 1st down. Out comes Todd Boston to punt this football away, and this is not looking good. I'm telling you, this is, I don't want to say it, but I think St. Louis is going to knock themselves out of playoff hopes, out of the playoff contention. And we'll be looking at D.C. and New York after Week 10's up. But there's, again, plenty of football to go. It's only 3 minutes off of the clock in this 3rd quarter. Plenty of football left. Anything can happen here in the XFL on the Last Life Gaming Network.
Ball is spotted at the 39-yard line.
Tampa Bay will start at their own 38. Out comes Aaron Murray, who has been managing this game well. De'Veon Smith has made it easy for him. I mean, De'Veon has looked great today. He'll clearly get over 100 yards. He's got 86 as we speak right now. He'll clearly get over 100 yards. He's got 3 scores today. He scored every touchdown for Tampa Bay. And when that happens, it's such a relief on your quarterback. Handoff to Smith, who shakes off a man at his leg, shakes off another, tries to spin away. He gets caught up at the 45-yard line. A gain of 7, 2nd and 3 for Tampa Bay. Now, what's more important here is the fact that the clock is ticking very, very meticulously for Tampa Bay. The longer these drives can go, offset I formation. You guys see it. I'm sure this is going back to De'Veon. Offset I formation. The more this clock ticks, the longer these drives are, the less chances St. Louis will have to make a play. Big spin. He looked like a top there. He spun like 4 times in about 2 seconds. Nonetheless, picks up the 1st down. Let's see. We're going to count it. Okay. Handoff. Bounce to the right. 1, 2, 3. The man was like a dreidel there. And he picked up the 1st down anyway. 1st and 10 at the St. Louis 47. And as I was saying, that clock's ticking. As long as De'Veon Smith continues to get these handoffs and run downfield and continue to pick up these 1st downs, there's no way St. Louis is going to be able to catch up. That had to be the 1st stop at around the line of scrimmage in a long time for St. Louis. They haven't been able to do anything. Sandoval on the stop there. I don't know. I think the Battlehawks look defeated.
Let's give them no chance for 3 here, all right?
Tom Hampton is trying his best to tell him, like, hey, man, look, we got to get things going. We can't let him get another touchdown or another field goal. Trips formation, bottom of your screen. Murray is the quarterback. He's got De'Veon Smith to his right. There is the snap. He is looking downfield, looks at the out route. It is caught by Hubbard, who gets a little bit of shoulder love by Hampton, who he's playing pissed off. He must be pissed off. Frank Hubbard, another good grab. I think that's his second or third one of the day today. They have been killing. I mean, look at the space between him and Hampton. Before Hampton even gets to make a play on him, it is a first down already. So we're getting close to the halfway point of the third quarter.
First and 10.
It's a 24-3 ball game. And like I said, this clock has been ticking. And every second that ticks away is less of a chance for St. Louis to make plays happen. The longer their defense is on the field, hand off to Smith, who gets a good block up the field. He looks a little tired. He didn't look like he was able to put a little afterburners on. I mean, I would be tired too when you've got over 100 yards in about 25 minutes of football. So expect to see Leroy Green here. And I mean, you can see him right there in between the huddle there. You got to give De'Veon Smith the blow. I'm sure that Leroy Green is in here. Yep, Leroy Green with the yellow elbow pads in the backfield is in there. He's got to give De'Veon Smith the blow. The man needs a break. He's been killing these guys all game. Hand off to Leroy Green. Leroy Green picks up the first down. This is the type of football that Tampa Bay wants to play. Okay? They've got a big lead. The running backs have been holding it down. Their offensive line has been getting the push that they need.
First and 10 from
More of the same, guys.
And I'm sure that is the mantra from the coaching staff. More of the same. Keep that clock rolling. Counter handoff to Green. He hurdles over a man, cuts upfield, gets met at about the 20-yard line. 2nd and 5. If Leroy Green is busting out yardage like this, he's just a backup. If he's busting out yardage, that means that this running game is going to dominate, and St. Louis they're just going to run out of time here. I mean, even if they only put up 3, it'll be a 24-point game. And you tell me, like I said, we've seen crazier things. I saw Dallas come back in the last minute of a game, 99 yards to win. Murray is going to be sacked back at the 24-yard line. 3rd and 9 now. That'll be a 3rd and long. This will probably be the first time in a while where Murray's going to have to really rely on his arm here to pick up a first down. The St. Louis crowd has been pretty low from about midway through the second quarter till about now. This is about as loud as they've been, chanting defense. They still have faith in their Battlehawks. There's the snap. It is high. Murray steps to the right, throws towards the left. Caught pass. Doesn't get any further than that. 4th and 4. Back to the 20-yard line. Clock will stop at 3 minutes, and I'm sure special teams, there he goes. The kicking team will come out to try and put 3 more on the board and make this a 24-point ball game. If you are a Battlehawk fan, you've got to be disappointed in the way your team has played these last few weeks, and more importantly, the way that they've played today against the Tampa Bay Vipers. They've come out so flat that it's a 21, almost 24-point ball game pending this kick. A good snap, good hold. Kick is up, kick is good. 27 to 23. That was a 36-yard field goal. I'm sorry, this game is over. I'm gonna say it now, man. Don't leave. I can't say stuff like that because then the viewers will be like, "Oh, it's over. Time to exit out of this one." That's what happens. I'll tell you a little story here since it's 27 to 3. I was lucky to be in Los Angeles. This is IRL now in real life. I was lucky to be in Los Angeles when the Dodgers were playing the Padres, and the Dodgers were down about 4 runs in the 9th inning. Now, I sat there, and everybody was like, oh, man, let's leave. Let's get the hell out of here. There's no way that the Dodgers are going to come back. That's ball game. I said, you know what? Why don't we stick around? We paid to be here. Let's stick around and see what happens because you never know. The Dodgers went along to knock 4 home runs in a row. I kid you not. This is a true story. I believe this happened in about 2005 or 2006. I cannot remember the exact year. They hit 4 home runs in a row and went into extra innings, and I believe it was Matt Damon, I think it was Matt Damon who hit a game-winning walk-off home run for the Dodgers to win the game. The place went insane. I felt like a Dodgers fan that day, and I'm not even a fan of baseball like that. I just like my Yankees because I'm from New York, but I felt like I was a Dodgers fan there. It was a hell of an experience. So in comparison to this, do not count out the Battlehawks just yet. It may be bleak if you're a Battlehawks fan. It is 27 to 3. Tampa Bay has been in complete control, but there's so much time left on this clock, you never know what can happen. I formation, wide receiver at the top of your screen. There is the handoff to Jones. I don't know. Jones has not looked like himself today. Tampa Bay's been playing great run defense all game. I think that's Supernaw on that catch there. I wonder if I'm even... Oh, I said catch on that tackle. That was Tom Hampton. It wasn't... I think it's Supernaw, that guy. Okay, 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. Two running backs flank Te'amu. There is the snap. He drops back 1 step, finds a man on the out route, comes to the pass. I think that's Willie Washington, who lowers the shoulder and gets out at the 41-yard line with a minute 44 to go in the third. Just like I was talking about that Dodgers game where they made the comeback in the 9th inning with 4 back-to-back-to-back home runs. If the Battlehawks score here, and preferably before the third quarter is over, you're looking at a 27-10 game. It's only 17 points. There's a chance that they can make some moves here. But this is the drive where they have to do it. They cannot punt here. They cannot do anything besides get some points, whether it's 6, whether it's 3, something. There's a snap. Te'amu drops back, swing pass out to Matt Jones. That's him along the sideline, but we have a flag down on the play. Let's see what it is.
Holding, number 66, offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Holding call.
First down.
Man, I'm telling you, that has been the story of St. Louis today. They show promise, and then something comes to bite them in the butt. In that form, it was Matt Jones' probably biggest gain, running or catching the ball.
Down, baby. You can't move the ball.
And now it's an offside call. I'm sorry, a holding call. You're looking at 1st and 20. There goes. I-form set. Te'amu drops back. Another pass out to Matt Jones, who jets by a guy who winds up tackling him because he tries to spin away. I believe that was who caught the interception. Actually, no, that is Dan Butler, the toughest linebacker in the league. Broke his nose, came right back in after they diagnosed him for 4 weeks out. He had tons of space there. He had to go outside. I think he was just trying to worry about avoiding the corner there, but instead he got corralled down by Butler. So 43 seconds left. They got 11 yards on the play there. That is a tough QBR. 47.5. Te'amu's only got 100 yards passing today. Offensively, St. Louis has looked poor. Defensively, they've not been able to stop De'Veon Smith, and that is why they find themselves down 27-3. I-form set. Te'amu in the center. Handoff to Jones. He's got a little space. Picks up I think that was about 4 yards on that one. Yep, 4-yard gain. 3rd and 5 for St. Louis. I think that'll do it for the quarter. I mean, man, I want St. Louis to do better here, but they haven't shown me anything to make me believe that they even have a chance to win this game. I mean, look at that score. Nobody saw this coming. Tampa Bay is beating the St. Louis Battlehawks 27-3. It's probably good enough to say it now. St. Louis is going to have an uphill climb to even try to make the playoffs. This might be the game that seals their fate. They should have beat the Guardians last week. They lost by 1. They should be beating the Tampa Bay Vipers right now. They are down 24. Te'amu throws the ball over the head of the linebackers, but he's not able to keep the ball in his hands. Knocked out, and now out comes Todd Boston. And they're going to punt this ball away again. It looks like the defensive tackle dropped back in his zone. So it was his zone blitz. Good read. But that's good defense, man. You can't chalk that up. I mean, Rufus Ryan is a ball hawk. He's a ball hawk. He saw where the ball was going. He attacked the football, not the player. He played the ball. He knocked that ball right out of his hands. Great defense by Tampa Bay.
Come on, let's swarm this guy.
Now Tampa Bay is talking block. If Tampa Bay blocks this kick here, just forget it. I'm just rage quit. St. Louis Battlehawks have left the game. It'll be a wrap. It'll be all over. There is the snap. Boston is punting this ball away. Let's see if he can make it a good one. It's a decent punt. Great punt. Caught by Lukens. Tackled down at the 17-yard line. This is probably as far back as Tampa Bay has had to start one of their own drives. But what's tough here is that Aaron Murray and company, who almost stumbled over his own feet, has one of the best running backs in this game. And if they can get him started again in this quarter, this clock is going to tick, 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 very quick. And before you know it, there'll be 3 minutes left in the game, and it'll be all over. But they're sitting in the shotgun set. It's a handoff to Smith, and St. Louis was ready for it. They knock him back to the 15-yard line, 2nd and 12. Good start. I mean, you hear the crowd. The crowd is saying, all right, I like what we saw there. Let's do it again, and let's get this ball back and score. More importantly, St. Louis has to score. Right now, St. Louis is looking like me in my current Madden league that I'm playing in. I have not played Madden since Madden 17. I lost my week 1 game, 42-3. Pray for me, guys. I think I'm going to have an 0-16 season. And I'm using the Saints. What a throw. Oh, but tipped away. Good defense. Now, I believe that was the same pass play that Cornelius hit Baker on. I think that helped Tampa Bay defeat I can't remember at the top of my head now. It helped defeat a team. I think it was the New York Guardians. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But Cornelius made a beautiful play out to Baker. Baker took it all the way down the field. It was a great play. There is the snap. In the shotgun set is Aaron Murray. He's got plenty of time, but that turned into no time as he is sacked. Now, St. Louis did a great job there. 3 and out. They didn't allow Smith to get started. They got a sack. They deflected a pass. That's good defense. But this clock is ticking. 9 minutes to go, and you're down 24. So if you want to make something happen, you get this ball here. You then go for a home run shot. You don't waste your time. You don't sit there and say, all right, let's run this ball with Matt Jones. No. You spread the ball out wide. 5 wide sets. 4 wide sets. Maybe tight end in the line of scrimmage. And you attack. Now, that punt was terrible. That punt is terrible, and look where they are. They're at the 35-yard line. This is the best field position St. Louis has had all game. So the defense rewarded them.
Triple 50, H green wheat. Stay sharp. Break.
They awarded them with a starting position of the 35-yard line of their opponent. It sounds like they're going to run a screen pass here. Let's watch Jones out of the backfield. It's the weak side, so my guess is he's going to be rolling to the bottom of your screen for a screen pattern. Let's see what happens here. There's the snap. There goes Jones. He swings it out to him. He's got some blockers. Doesn't need him. Steps out at the 28-yard line. I mean, it's crazy looking at these stats because it looks like these guys are even, besides Te'amu's 2 interceptions. The difference is De'Veon Smith has controlled this football game on the ground for Tampa Bay. He has 3 touchdowns, so Murray hasn't had to do much. Murray has just had to play game manager while De'Veon Smith has run amok all over Tampa Bay. Te'amu is just having a bad game, even though he has that much yards. He has 2 picks, has not played well, lots of drop passes, a lot of errant throws. It's a handoff to Jones, and I don't think these are the right calls that need to be made. You're down 24. There's only 8 minutes to go in this game. You need to score now, because you score now, onside or play good defense, you can get the ball, score again.
How's that poison taste, huh? How's it taste?
But running the football is not helping you because this clock is ticking. Tick, 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 tick. Tampa Bay looks like they're going to bring the blitz here. They're seeing 3rd and 2. Oh, no, they drop back in the zone. It's another swing pass out to Matt Jones. He gathers himself up, picks up a first down, shakes off one defender. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Now Matt Jones is being used as a receiver. I don't hate that. I mean, if you want to split him out, go 5 wide and make something happen. But running the football now is not what you need to do. If you're going to abandon it for a majority of the game when you were trailing by less than 24, why would you then implement it now with 7.5 to go in the 4th quarter? Shotgun formation. This has got to be a pass play here. He's got 2 backs flanked to his each side. 3 wide set. There's the snap. He is looking downfield, finds a guy over the middle, bobbled pass yet again. That has got to be frustrating. That has been most of the incomplete passes for Te'amu today. He's been trying his hardest to make some plays, but his guys just aren't catching the ball. I think that one was to Taylor. I didn't see the graphic on who it was. You're coming across the middle. Granted, it's a tough spot to be in. You might get creamed, but you're an XFL football player. You've got to be ready for it. Here goes shotgun set. Te'amu's looking downfield. Plenty of time. He finds a man right over the middle. Touchdown, St. Louis. That is what they needed to breathe life back into them. It took longer than expected. I think that was about a minute to 2 minutes on that drive. 7:09 to go. It's a 27-9 game. Now, St. Louis defense and St. Louis special teams awarded the Battlehawks with a 35-yard field position on their opponent's 35-yard line. They only had to go 35 yards. What they're going to need to do is repeat that performance. I don't think you go onside yet because you don't need to. You have all your timeouts. Kick that ball deep. Force them to play regular football. They're going to probably try and run the clock away because that's Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay controls the game with the ground. Kick is up. Kick is good. 17-point ball game. St. Louis has to play this game like it's the playoffs. They have to play like this is a wild card matchup, and they have no other game next week. They definitely do have another game next week. I believe they take on the Defenders, who are the #1 team in the East. They're going to clinch that spot with a loss here by the Battlehawks. So the St. Louis Battlehawks need to make something happen. They bring this ball out. He gets to the 21-yard line, and a swarm of blue jerseys bring him back down to reality. Douglas Lloyd with a decent return there. Now, you've got to believe Tampa Bay is going to start this drive off with a run. They're going to run this. They're going to let the clock tick. They're going to take their sweet time because they're in the driver's seat. They have nothing else they need to do. When you're up 17, you're in great position to win this game. 7:05 left to go. St. Louis is going to have to make something happen. A turnover, a fumble, something. They're going to have to make it happen because if not, it is going to be an over ball game. There is the snap. It is a handoff to Devion Smith. Tries to go outside, loses a man, spins away from another. Good thing that there was a third guy there to clean him up. 3-yard gain, which should have been about a 4-yard loss, becomes a 3-yard gain, and that's why Devion Smith is so valuable to Tampa Bay. He picks up 3 yards, and look at that clock. It's ticking away. I'm watching that clock like a disgruntled employee at a retail store. Just waiting for it to hit 5 so I can go the hell home. Tick, 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 tick. 6.5 to go in the game. The St. Louis Battlehawks move to the left, trying. This is that offset eye. It's definitely a handoff. I've watched too much Tampa Bay football. It should have been a stop way behind the line of scrimmage. But Devion shimmies and finds a way to get back to where he needs to be. 3rd and 7. Are they going to run it again, or are they going to allow Murray to go through the air? He is in a shotgun set. Looks like they're going to pass this one out. 3rd and 7. 6 minutes to go in the game. Murray is dropping back, steps up, throws it over the middle. It is intercepted. That is exactly what St. Louis needed. Warwick Barber with the pick. Murray was pressured. He was rushed. He threw the ball right at Barber. Hey, yo, listen, pay attention, St. Louis fans, because it might be happening right now. Now, we said last week that the Dallas Renegades, I'm sorry, that wasn't last week, that Thursday night Dallas's win over Houston was the biggest upset and the greatest comeback in XFL history. You've got to believe that if St. Louis can come back from 27-3 and win this game or even tie it, that has to be the greatest comeback ever. There's a snap. It goes to Jones. They're still running this football. Jones makes a move. He's got plenty of room to the 10-5. Touchdown, St. Louis. Oh, my God. That was the quick strike St. Louis needed. The defense gets rewarded for their play with a fantastic offensive play call by the Battlehawks. That is the biggest run of the day for Matt Jones. Great blocks upfield. Good block by the pulling guard. Makes a little shimmy move there. Nobody touches him the entire play. He goes about 30-some-odd yards for the touchdown. Look at the scoreboard, guys. It's 27-16. Pending this extra point, it'll be a 10-point game. Man, listen. This game is now starting to pick up. This fourth quarter has been real exciting. We still have 5:47 left in the game, and now Tampa has lost their 24-point lead. It is now a 10-point game. This is crazy. 27-17 ball game. You guys got to believe here. You got to believe that if you're a Battlehawks fan, you got to believe that you still have a chance. This is the kind of play that I hope to see come playoff football time. St. Louis was down. If you're just joining us, if you're just tuning in, if you just discovered us here, my name is Bravo33. This is the XFL on the Last Life Gaming Network. Tampa Bay had a 27-3 lead about 3 minutes ago at the beginning of this fourth quarter.
First and 10.
It is now 27-17. St. Louis has scored, intercepted the ball, and scored again to make this a 10-point game. Aaron Murray is now in the gun. It looks like they're going to have to sling this ball to move it downfield and get some points. It is caught at the sideline. Wow, he mows over one of his teammates. Go help him out, man. You're not even going to go help him. That's disrespectful. So disrespectful. And the passing hasn't been the key portion of the game today. It has been the ground game. De'Veon Smith has 3 scores for Tampa Bay. Matt Jones has a score that he just picked up on a 30-plus yard gain. And now Tampa has the ball at their own 33-yard line, and they are looking to put this game away. Even if they get 3, I think that might be enough. It'll be a 30-17 game that might just put them out of reach of St. Louis. There goes Matt Jones spinning again. Listen, that man is a top. He is a top. He just keeps spinning off of dudes and making it look easy. First and 10 for Tampa Bay. And we're getting to the halfway point of the fourth quarter. We have 5 minutes to go in the game. Tampa Bay's still in the driver's seat. 10-point game. I formation. It's got to go back to him. Back to Smith. I think they are now in milk clock mode, whatever you want to call it. Chew clock, milk clock. This game has been exciting. It was at one point you thought that it was way out of reach. Now it's only a 10-point game. There's still a chance for St. Louis to make something happen here. They still have all 3 of their timeouts, but that clock is ticking. If there's a time where they need to stop Tampa Bay, it's right now. They've got to make this the last set of downs for Tampa Bay on this drive, where they'll get it on a punt and try and score again. I-form set for Aaron Murray. St. Louis looks like they're ready to stop a run. They are milking that clock. Hand off to De'Veon. He gets a little bit of room. Big gain there, 3rd and 2. He's got 123 yards today. He's almost averaging 5 yards a carry. That's the big part of this game today. The fact that every time De'Veon Smith is touching the ball, he's picking up about 5 yards. 4 minutes to go in this game. St. Louis is running out of time. They don't want to use their timeouts early. Technically, they have 4, a 2-minute warning, and their 3 timeouts they still have. I set for the Vipers. You've got to believe this is another run, but there's still plenty of time on that play clock, so they're milking it. Hand off to Smith. He is stopped. That's big. Now, that's big. If I'm St. Louis, I call timeout right now. But they're letting this clock run, and that might be a big mistake. I call timeout now, knowing we have the 2-minute warning, and that's technically another timeout. You call timeout to stop the clock, you get that ball punted, and you still have over 3 minutes. They're going to allow this time to tick away. They'll have under 3 minutes to go in the game, period. And it's going to force them to rush. If I'm the head coach, I call timeout right there at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, so they have to punt it away and not be able to milk this clock. So see what I'm saying here? They're going to boot it with 2 seconds to go on the play clock, already under 3 minutes to go. Now they're going to have to shorten up their playbook and get these long passing plays, because now they're starting from their own 17-yard line. This is a very, very important drive. They're down 10. It's 2 possessions. They have 2 options. They can either kick the field goal and pray for an offside, or score a touchdown and pray for an onside. I'm a fan of the latter.
Want this one. Trey 90 slant and stop. Focus on this one. Break.
First and 10.
I am completely a fan of the latter. Get a touchdown here. Make it a 24-27 game. Get the onside and try to tie the game up with a field goal. I think that's the easier route instead of trying to score a touchdown late. But they have to start. They've got to go 83 yards. They're at their own 17. Another swing pass to Matt Jones, who's having a good fourth quarter. Let's face it. He's having a good last 3 minutes. Matt Jones was held off. He was on lock and key. Nothing to do in this beginning portion of this game. In the last 3 minutes, he has come to life. There's a snap. Teyamu finds a man over the middle, but now they've got to hurry up. They've got to work the sidelines here. Even if it's over 2 minutes, they still got to work the sideline. They have all 3 of their timeouts. There's the snap again. Teyamu's looking downfield, tries to move to the left, throws it off of the back foot. Oh, man. That could have been intercepted. That was a bonehead throw. You're better off trying to run away instead of making a throw across the field, off of your back foot, pretty much falling backwards, throwing the ball. Teyamu has made some pretty bad decisions today, and that was one of them. He's lucky it wasn't an interception to the house.
2nd and 10.
But there he is, under center. There's a shot of Willie Washington. 2:19 to go in the game. St. Louis was just down 27-3 to start this fourth quarter. There's the snap. Teyamu is looking. Another throw on a dump. It goes to their tight end. He catches the ball for a first down. Clock is ticking. Let's see if they can get one more play off before the 2-minute warning. Empty backfield. There's the snap. Teyamu drops back short. Another pass over the middle. It is caught. 1st and 10. And we are at our 2-minute warning. And I'm telling you, if the St. Louis Battlehawks called that timeout before it hit 3 minutes, that 3-minute mark, they'd probably be looking at 3 minutes to go right now in the game as opposed to 2. But nonetheless, here we are, 27-17 game. St. Louis has a chance. I mean, 2 minutes to go. It's a very slim chance, but you still can't count them off. They're moving the ball here on this drive. If they score here, then that'll be a big, big gain for them. Pump fake, but he gets sacked down. That is what you don't want, and they're not calling timeout. They're not calling timeout here. This is bad clock management. From when they got the sack on the timeout, bad clock management. That is a great throw over the middle on the left hash. Good snag by Antoine Albright. They call their first timeout with 1:42 to go. You cannot blame all the bad play that's been happening in St. Louis lately on solely the players on the field. The coaching staff are sometimes making the wrong decision when it comes to game management, and just like I said, they could have had the ball with just over 3 minutes. Now they're down 10 with under 2 minutes. They're at the 28-yard line. You have to believe they're going to try and go for the end zone at least 3 times before they have to boot up a field goal for 45 yards. Trips formation, top of your screen. It is a bunch. Teyamu sees something he likes, so he wants to audible it. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. There's the snap. It is high. He's looking downfield. Oh, man. Another dropped pass. Another dropped pass by St. Louis with 1:38 to go. They were looking pretty good the entire drive, and that drop pass just takes the wind right out of your sails. Matt Jones, what a way to fight forward. Almost gets the first down. Matt Jones with an incredible play there. But they're running out of time with 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes to go. They've only got 2 timeouts. 1:20 to go. Another throw to the outside. It is incomplete as it goes to the sideline. That's tough. I mean, they still can kick a field goal here and only be down 7. But the way they manage the clock those last 3 minutes might be the straw that broke the camel's back. 27-17 game. This will be a 36-yard attempt. Let's see if they can get this here. They're on the right hash, so they're going to have to kick it towards the center. There's a snap. Good hold. Kick is up. Kick is good. 27-20. Listen, St. Louis fans, you've got to believe, man. You guys were just down 27-3 going into this fourth quarter. You have dropped 17 points in about 6 minutes. Anything can happen here. This is the biggest onside kick of the XFL's short history right now and right here in living color. St. Louis was the first team to get a special teams touchdown on the kickoff. Can they get this? Oh, it is not a good enough onside kick. It goes right into the hands of the Vipers. It's going to be tough with only 2 timeouts left to try and stop the clock. What they're going to need is a turnover. Tampa Bay just might say, screw it. We're going to kneel it. You're going to have to call timeout twice. We're kneel it one more time, and that's ball game. They're at their 41-yard lines. Tampa Bay has to do nothing else.
from the Hawks.
This might just do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how they come out. They're coming out. They're going to run the ball. You got to believe they're going to run the ball here. St. Louis is up. If they can get a turnover here, then there is a penalty on the play. And Devion Smith looks like he picks up 10 on the first carry, and that'll pretty much do it.
Offsides, number 92, defense. The penalty is declined.
Flag on the play. Another offside penalty on the Battlehawks. Marcus Filial goes offsides. Devion picks up 10, and you've got to believe this one's over. It's a wrap.
They only need a
It's a
couple
wrap
here.
now. They called it
Buckle
second and
down,
inches,
guys.
but I mean,
Second and inches.
they call it second and inches. They're going to hand this ball off to Smith again. Smith will pick up this first down with ease. Look at it. Hey, offset I formation. They've got 8 in the box. Let's see if they can stop it. There's a snap. It is another handoff. Weak side to Smith. Smith with a spin move. Tries to juke. Gets hit high. But the most important part of that play is that they have a first down. And that will end the game. That's tough. That is tough for St. Louis. All St. Louis can hope for now.
Let's go, team. Let's keep it up.
From your Hawks. 30 yards.
They have to beat DC next week, and they have to hope Tampa Bay can keep up their offensive prowess. And as St. Louis calls their last timeout, which is just kind of pointless there, just a technicality. St. Louis will drop to 4-5. Tampa Bay will be 3-6. Played spoiler and have ruined the Battlehawks playoff chances. It is now in the fate of other people's hands. DC has clinched definitely the #1 seed. They are 6-3. No other team can get to 6 that has a better head-to-head record against them. Only New York can, and they beat them twice this season. St. Louis is 4-5. New York is 5-4. New York plays Tampa Bay. If Tampa Bay beats New York, they'll be 5-5. St. Louis will have to beat DC and be 5-5. Then it will go to the tiebreakers. As I mentioned in the tiebreakers before, since I have the time, there's about 45 seconds left in this game. We'll talk about it again. St. Louis and New York can be in tiebreakers, and that will mean they'll have to go from head-to-head, which they split. They played each other twice, and they split the head-to-head. Then it would be the net touchdowns for all games. So how many touchdowns you scored versus how many touchdowns you allowed. We're not talking points. We're not talking field goals. We're talking just how many touchdowns you scored. That is the most crucial part. I don't think it'll go any further than that. If they happen to be tied there, which I highly doubt, it'll be the total amount of points that you scored against each other in head-to-head matchups. I don't think it goes any further than net touchdowns, but that is the scenario that St. Louis is now in. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Vipers, Aaron Murray and company. Great game. Tough break for St. Louis. They're going to have to play their hearts out next week to try and make a playoff game. Please enjoy the post-game show. Brought to you by Onslaught Multimedia, the creators of the Blast Podcast. your Onslaught Multimedia player of the game is none other than Devion Smith. Fantastic for performance, 30 carries, 134 yards, 3 touchdowns. He carried his team the entire game, and Tampa Bay played spoiler. St. Louis will have to wait until next week to see if they even have a chance to make the playoffs. Please tune in at 6 p.m. tonight on the network as Seattle travels to LA to take on the Wildcats. If the Wildcats win, they clinch the number 2 spot, and we will be all set in the West. We'll see you then. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the Last Life Gaming Network and turn on your notifications for all things XFL.